Welcome to this week's edition of the Ram Roundup. We're here with head baseball coach Kevin Leighton. Kevin, 6 games into the season so far. What have you seen taking positives out of those first 2 weekends against Houston Baptist and number 21 Long Beach State?
We've swung the bats well. I mean, not well enough, but we put up some runs that, have kept us in some games. We've competed. I think we've had some guys that we had some question marks about that have kind of stepped up and really earned some of the spots that they're in right now. So we'll see. It's still early. We've faced some pretty good competition, and I think we have a lot to learn and a lot to do. So
I know one of those players that, again, is for myself, has really come out swinging strong. Brian Gallard, who didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year and has stepped into that first base slot. Talk about how he has developed over the fall into the spring and over these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Brian had a great fall. He came back in great shape. I mean, he was in good shape last year, but he's in better shape this year. And he's carried that into the winter and spring with our workouts. He had some at-bats in the fall that were very good and really squared the ball up well. So you got a glimpse of it, and you got to see that, this guy's got a opportunity to be, a real player for us. And I'm happy for him. He's had opportunities so far in the first 6, and he's really run with it. So far he's been a big part of our offense, and we're going to need that throughout the year.
The biggest bat so far through 6 games, Luke Stampfl, senior shortstop, piece of history, hitting for the cycle on Saturday. How special was that? I mean, I know you lost the game and you want to win the game, but how special was it to be there to see that and to see his performance?
It's pretty cool. Guys battled some injuries. To go 5 for 5 against Long Beach State, that's something he'll remember for the rest of his life. And the hit for the cycle is incredible. I can't imagine what the ball looks like coming in for him right now. He's just locked in on everything. And so he's had a really good start. With anything, there's ups and downs with the year. And I think for him, it's just he's got to ride the high as long as he can. And, not get too high and not get too low throughout the year. So, to expect this out of anybody is unheard of. And I hope, the ball keeps looking like a beach ball for him. So we're really happy with what he's doing. So
this weekend, you guys head down to North Carolina, 4-game series against Canisius College, team you've played before down in North Carolina, in a neutral site, team you've seen plenty of times over the years. What do you expect out of this weekend?
They're tough. I mean, Canisius is a very good program. Coach McCray does a heck of a job getting those guys ready every year. There's never a down year. They compete, they battle, they're scrappy. Very similar to the team we just saw. I mean, they do all the little things right. Small ball, bunting, they pitch. So it's no easy game or easy weekend. It's going to be a real battle and challenge for us, and we have to show up and be ready to compete.
All right. Well, best of luck this weekend, Kev.
Thanks, Scott.
We'll be right back with our player interview with Luke Stampfl. Here with our player interview with senior Luke Stampfl. Luke, real hot start to start this season. What have you seen over these first 6 games that, again, you're hitting the cover off the ball?
Oh, it's feeling great. I'm really going up to the plate with just an approach to just see something down the middle and take a hard swing at it. And fortunately, I've gotten some really good pitches. And fortunately, I'm hitting behind some good hitters and hitting in front of some good players. So, like I said, just trying to get a good fastball or breaking ball and try to sit on something and just try to hit the ball as hard as I can, basically.
Saturday, record-breaking day, historic day for yourself. You hit for the cycle, one of the very few Fordham Rams to have ever done so. How did it feel that 7th inning? Because I'm listening to the audio broadcast, and they said you took a hard turnaround first. And I was like, going, he's got the cycle if he stays at first. But what were you thinking going into that 4th at-bat and stuff?
To be completely honest, I hadn't even realized it. I didn't know that they counted my first hit a triple. And to be honest, it really didn't matter at that point. I was just trying to get some runs on the board. So if I honestly could have stretched that out into a double, I probably would have, to be honest. But no, it's definitely great to, after the game realizing that, wow, I hit for the cycle, and to be compared with, one of the greats, Frankie Frisch. That's amazing just to be talked about in the same conversation as a man of that stature and some guy who's literally made it to the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So it's just a real honor, and I'm just looking forward to see how our team can progress in the next couple weeks, especially this weekend.
This weekend, you guys are playing Canisius. 4-game set, a little bit different, 7-inning game thrown in there as part of the doubleheader. That you kind of have a lot of work this weekend with 4 games. What are you looking forward to as a part of a 4-game set against a team that you have seen before and played before down in North Carolina?
The team looks good. I mean, our team's starting to look hot, and we're really starting to get some guys to click. I mean, once we get Donadio and Kozik firing again like they have been starting to, it's going to be good to see where we can really go and progress from this. And our pitchers look good. We just got to minimize the walks, and from there, I just think that we're going to be on the same page as where we were last year toward the end of our season, and we can just keep going. And sure enough, I think the wins will come.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Luke. Congratulations on the cycle, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Scotty. Appreciate it.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Baseball Ram Roundup. Special thanks to head coach Kevin Leighton and Luke Stampfl for joining us. Fordham Rams down in North Carolina, Wilson, North Carolina, to take on the Canisius College Golden Griffins in a 4-game set. All those games will take place at Fleming Stadium. To get all the updates on Fordham Baseball, follow them on Twitter at Fordham Baseball. For the Fordham Ram Roundup, I'm Scott Kwiatkowski, and we'll see you next time.